What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more fighting. So, as you guys should know, UFC 197 is upcoming with Daniel Cormier versus Jon Jones Part 2, April 23rd at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, UFC 197. Now, this is a good rematch. I thought the first fight was a fun fight, and the guys have bad blood. They don't like each other. They did a side-by-side interview, and basically Cormier says, "I'm willing to die in order to beat you." And then Jon Bones Jones was basically like, "Okay, cool, we'll see. Be prepared to do that. Like, be prepared to die." It's been a long-standing beef. They attack each other on Instagram and social media and then delete it. Now, Jon Jones, a lot of people wanted me to cover this, so I just want to talk about it real quick. He had another run-in with the law. This time he was pulled over for quote-unquote drag racing. The full video, the link is in the description. It was reported on the TMZ website, and if you guys want to watch the full video, see what happened, just go to that link. This is just me paraphrasing what I seen and giving the Ego thoughts. So, I mean, it's a video. Basically, he gets pulled over. The cop is kind of snarky, if you will, you know what I mean? And he's basically like, "Oh, give me your license, registration." And Jon Jones is like, "Come on, man, you know I wasn't drag racing." That's what the cop said he was citing him for. And he was like, "I wasn't even really going over the speed limit. I revved my engine for some bystanders that were fans. I revved my engine." And then the cop tried to basically ticket him and said you could fight it in court for quote unquote drag racing. He said, "I wasn't even going that fast." And the cop was like, "What's the speed limit?" He was like, "I don't know, but I know I wasn't like smashing. I wasn't going too fast." And things escalate. The two are kind of going back and forth with the chatter, and then it ends up in Jon Jones saying, "You're a fucking liar. You and I both know you're a fucking liar, and you're despicable to me. I can't wait to be done with this. You're a pig," like calling him a cop slur, calling him a pig. So my thoughts are simple. I mean, honestly, I didn't really see. Obviously, Jon Jones was in the heat of the moment. He has since apologized, said he was emotional at the time and everything, the adrenaline, I guess, from the situation. He didn't mean to let it escalate that far to the point where he called him a pig and stuff like that. I'm reading all kinds of comments in the comment section. Some of you guys really don't know the law. And some people, I mean, I guess if you've never dealt with profiling or racism or anything like that, then it's probably hard to understand. I've dealt with a cop, like a racist cop and stuff before. So I don't know the exact situation. I don't know if he was speeding or drag racing, but one thing I do know is some cops are straight up assholes. And my brother is a cop. He's been a cop for a long time, and I love my brother. But some people, some cops are abusive with their power. Like I know some people who were like cadets and training to be cops, and then after high school they became cops, but they were dorks in high school, things like that. And then when they get that power, they don't know how to act with it. And to me, like, I don't know if the guy knew it was Jon Jones. I'm not saying he has to treat him any different than any other citizen, but the way the conversation was going, I felt the cop could have easily, instead of adding fuel to the fire, just cite the man. He could fight it in court and then kept it going. But like I said earlier, the cop was really being snarky with him, which was amping it up. And Jon Jones was getting smart aleck in response to how the cop was being. And he's saying he was drag racing. Like, that's a bit extreme. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know exactly what happened, but drag racing, really? Like, he made it sound like it was like the Fast and the Furious 7 and they're just certified street racing with two cars or something, and he got pulled over. But it sounds pretty like, I mean, he said he revved his engine, and the cop, the cop didn't, to me, what sounds suspect is the cop didn't really say nothing because it's all on videotape. He didn't really say anything about the speed he was traveling. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a cop, your job is to, "Oh, you're drag racing," then how fast was I going? He said, "Do you know the speed limit?" But I didn't really even hear him say anything about, "Oh, you were going 67 miles per hour. He just said you accelerated real fast. So it is what it is. But Jon Jones, he's trying to clean up his act. This is a run-in. I don't think it should be a big distraction. He apologized for it. But I really just feel like some cops are abusive with their power. And that's straight up. And like I said, a lot of fans really have no idea what they're talking about when it comes to, like, the Constitution and your rights as a citizen. Some people are like, "That cop should have arrested him for being disrespectful." First of all, Since when is that a crime to be disrespectful, especially if you feel like you're being targeted and somebody's lying on you? You know what I mean? You don't get arrested simply for being disrespectful. I seen this there was this white gentleman who, this is on True TV. I used to watch this cop show, I forgot what it is, but like it was just highway snippets of highway patrol officers, and the guy flipped out. It was a white guy. He flipped out. He was like, "What? You're giving me a ticket? You're crazy. You're fucking crazy." And then he started ripping up the ticket that the officer just cited him, and he sprinkled it onto the ground. And then the cop was like real cool in the situation. He was just like, "If you don't get out and pick that up, I'm gonna cite you for littering, and I'm gonna fine you for that." And that cop was real cool about it. And he had a guy flipping out on him, going ballistic. And to me, I don't think this cop, some cops, like I said, they're abusive of their power. And it's like because they have the badge and the gun and taser and whatever else, chokeholds that they have up their sleeve, I feel like they almost make situations worse. Like you look at the Sandra Bland case, things like that. That was a clear example of, yeah, she could have calmed herself down as well. But at the same time, the whole goal is to protect and serve and do your duty. So whatever, if you've seen someone speeding and you need to give them a ticket, but you don't have to escalate the situation. In fact, for any job really, I used to be a manager at Lowe's. They have training on how to de-escalate. Like if I have an angry customer who's flipping out and their refrigerator came damaged or whatever the situation was, there's ways to de-escalate them, and that's what they teach you. And that's somewhere as low. So I mean, someone who's protecting a city, like a police officer, it seems like you would take the high road in a situation like this. Okay, he's cranky, no one wants to get a ticket, he was a little bit cranky, or whatever you want to call it. And I felt like the cop was making it worse. And people are saying, oh, John Jones should have been arrested. You don't get arrested for disrespect. He asked for the license or registration. John Jones provided that, things of that sort. If he resisted arrest, he was being arrested and charged with something, that's something different. But just because he said, I can't wait to be out of here, and called him a pig, I mean, cops should be used to that, because there's a lot of people that I've seen flip out way worse than what John Jones did, right? Way worse. You know what I mean? And it kind of comes with the territory when you're in certain professions. Like if you're a bartender, for example, you're probably going to deal with somebody who's obnoxiously drunk at some point. You just have to know how to handle yourself. And bottom line, to wrap this up, I think some cops are basically almost like abusive with their power, and they don't know how to talk to people, and they don't know how to defuse situations, and that's kind of what I've seen in this clip. John Jones was mad. I mean, most people aren't going to be happy about getting a ticket. So like I said, John Jones probably could have did some things differently, but I think the cop could have did a lot of things differently in terms of how he was talking. John Jones was saying like, oh, I can't wait for you to be gone and this situation to be over. And the cop was like, yeah, I agree with you. Me too. Like, I mean, you're a cop. Do you have to say that? So, two wrongs don't make a right, but it is what it is. The UFC 197 will still go on as planned. Let me know what you guys think of the clip of the cop, the police officer. Who was at wrong? Who was at fault? Drop that in the comment section. Make sure you like this video, share the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, is Ego signing off.